If you want to close a spreadsheet but not have the whole of Excel closed down, the way to do that, but just to first show you the issue, if I close it down with that X there and I click, you'll see Excel closes down entirely. I'm just going to open it up again. So let's just open a blank sheet. If I want to close this down, what I can do is go to File, and if I use the Close button rather, you'll see it closes the spreadsheet, but not Excel. I'm just going to open another one. The shortcut to achieve the same thing is Control and W. If you work with lots of Excel files, you may find that you want to easily find them. So as shown here, when we go to the file, it shows us some recent stuff. Problem here is maybe you haven't worked on it recently, but you do use it a lot. So you'll notice there's something called pinned. So depending on your version of Excel, this can differ. But in order to pin something, so let's say this one here, I want to see it no matter when last I worked on it. If I go to the right here, you'll see there's a little pin. When I click on it, you'll see it says pinned. If I go to the pin section, notice that it's over here. And it actually doesn't matter when last you looked at the file. In recent, this will go downwards. When you go to pinned, it will always be available here.
It is important to understand the difference between linking to a sheet within a workbook or a different workbook and the default behavior of Excel. So over here, you'll see if I go equals and I click on a sheet within, I say enter. When I copy it across, notice the numbers change. I'm just going to delete it. When I say equals, I'm now going to link over here, which is a different workbook. And when I copy it across, notice the numbers stay exactly the same. The reason for this is the default behavior. When I go here equals and within a sheet, notice dollar signs aren't there. So this is a relative reference. So when I copy across, it moves across. If I do the same thing but I go to another workbook, notice as I click it, can you see it gives the full reference, but now by default dollar signs are put on. So when you copy across, you think you're going February, March, April, Excel is going to stay on January. So just be careful when you go across to a new workbook, just decide whether you do or don't want those dollar signs.
Here I've got a folder and it's all the video clips I've created, but I need it nicely in a list in Excel and I don't really want to copy each name individually. So an easy way to do that in Excel, go to Excel, click on data, and there's the new get and transform, or otherwise known as Power Query tool. I'm going to click on get data from file. You'll see there's an option here saying from folder. When I click on that, it asks me where the folder is. So I'm just going to browse to it. I know it's on the desktop. It's in videos, Excel in a minute. When I say OK, just list it for me. Now when I click OK, it's going to open up Power Query. And normally you would go and do a lot of work on this, but in this case, I'm just going to say transform data. Power Query opens up and you'll see what it's listed is everything that's in that folder, all the information around it. Normally we'd go and do a bit of extra work on this, but in this case, this is what we actually want. So all I'm going to do is say close and load. And you'll see in my spreadsheet now, here's the names and I can copy and paste them and do whatever I want with them. The way Excel saves has changed slightly. So if I've got a spreadsheet like this and I'm going to do a save, so I'm going to go Control S. This seems to be the new screen that is used. We don't particularly like it. We'd prefer if we could have the old one where we have all the choices available to us. There's an easy way to go back. You go to File, options, save, and you'll see a button here saying don't show the backstage when opening or saving files with keyboard shortcuts. I'm just going to switch it on. When I say OK, now when I go Control Save, it goes straight to the normal Explorer box.